Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a hot minute since we've dropped a training video, but we are 7 weeks out from the Arnold. Exactly today, it's Friday. We're gonna train some glutes and hamstrings, and then I'll catch you guys up on where everything's at. We'll do a few hamstring isolating exercises, a few glute isolating exercises, and then probably some RDLs to tie both in together. Basically, every day that I'm in the gym, I'm hitting glutes in some way, and then we'll touch hamstrings and quads the other days of the week. My feeder sets are always my warm-up sets, so I'll slowly increase the weight each warm-up set until I get to my top sets. We'll do 2 or 3 top sets on each exercise, and then we'll move on to the next exercise.
1, 2, 3. Nice. 4. Come on. 5. 6. 7. Come on. 8. Come on. 9. All you. Finish this. Nice. That was all you. I didn't help. Come on. Come on. Nice. I barely help. You got this. Finish this. Nice. Yes. Control. So how do you decide how many reps you're doing in your first few sets?
My first few sets, I shoot for like 8 to 10-ish. But if it's super easy and I know that I need to increase the weight for my next warm-up set, I'm gonna stop at 8. The goal is to get some blood moving and warm the muscle up, but I'm not trying to exert extra energy that I can use in my top set that's gonna be the most efficient.
What are you drinking in your shake?
I have strawberry lemonade EAAs from Raw and 5 grams of creatine for my Intra Workout. We are keto at this point. We have been for several weeks, so no carbs, but I get my EAAs in. First time keto with bodybuilding. I did keto way back in the day when I was getting ready for pageants, and it worked really well for me and gave me actually a lot of brain clarity, and it wasn't quite as difficult coming into a show for pageants. The body composition is a little bit more extreme for bodybuilding, but so far it's working very well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. All you. Nice. All you. Come on. Nice. That was all you again. Nice. Come on. Finish this.
Okay, so we are done with the leg curl. We're gonna move on to a version of a hip press. This is the Nautilus Hip Press. It's meant as a compound movement. We're gonna do it unilaterally. So one leg at a time, high and toe angled out on the foot plate. That's gonna get some stretch in the glute at the bottom of the movement, and then mostly glute moving the weight. Get a little bit of hamstring engagement, which is totally fine. But I found this really helpful for growing my tie-in area. We're gonna go up. I usually go up by half the plate here. We'll see how this feels. I may do 2 plates each side. My hips are a little bit tight today, so we'll see if this gets difficult towards the end or if we can add some weight. that wasn't bad. I got 10 reps without really slowing the contractions. So I'll go up, but then next for my top sets, since it's unilateral, I'll take a break between each leg. So Chloe's behind the camera today, but what we typically do once we get to our top sets here, I'll do one leg, I'll get off, she'll do a set, then we'll switch and I'll do the other leg. And that gives me enough rest in between so that my second leg isn't compromised just from being tired from the first set.
Three, easy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, come on, come on. 9. You got this. Come on, finish this. Yes, 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 yes. Nice. You got more. Nice, nice. Push, 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 push. Nice. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Nice. How was that?
It's good. Hard, but that's the point.
One. Three. 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. All you. Come on, come on, come on. That was all you. Let's go, let's go. That was all you. Finish this, finish this. Nice. You got one more. Nice.
Okay, so like I said, we do typically 2 or 3 top sets on each movement. I kind of gauge that by how the second top set ends. If I have the last 3 reps and Chloe's really helping me on those last 3 reps, I probably am not going to do a third top set because I'm only going to get 5 or 6 reps before she starts helping me, and there's not that much gain to that. Now, if I get to the second top set and I only needed help with maybe the last rep, I'll do a third one to kind of finish it through and make sure that I'm failing. And then what she's helping me with is we call them like forced reps. But if she's already helping me on the second top set, I'm not going to add a third one and have her help me with 6 or 7 reps. Sometimes I don't want to do the next top set, but we will because we have goals.
We're 7 weeks out. We got to do it. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Push this, push, push, push. Push, 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 push. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, come on. 9. That was all you. That was all you. Come on, come on, come on. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Nice. Push it, push it, push it. Nice.
If you saw the last 2 steps, Chloe had to help me more with my left leg than my right. I start with my left on unilateral movements because it's the weaker glute for sure, visually and strength-wise. So right leg did okay. Left, there's no way I'm going to be able to get a whole nother set at the weight that I was doing. So we dropped the weight, doing a back off set, and I'll shoot for about the same reps, 10 to 12-ish, and then move to the right leg and do the same thing. I start with my left, base what I can do with my left, and then match my right so that the right doesn't stay dominant.
1, 2, 3, 4, come on. 5. I barely help, come on. Come on, come on, come on, nice. Push, 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 push. You got this. That was all you. Come on, come on. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Push, 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 push. Nice. You got this, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, you got more. That's all you. Push, 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 push. Nice. Nice. Come on, finish this. Finish, push, 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 push. Nice. Awesome, girl.
So we'll move on to Bulgarian split squats, which suck, but they do the job. So I put my front foot far enough out that when I go down, my ankle stays above my ankle, or my knee stays in line with my ankle. It doesn't push forward. So my hips go down and back, and that stretches the glute. And then I can press with the glute through my heel up. Rather, if you wanted more of a quad focus, you'd have your foot closer to you and let your knee push forward. But we're not trying to grow quads.
Why'd you remove the shoes?
So most movements I like to do barefoot, especially for leg movements. I want all of the weight to be in my heel. So I prefer either flat shoes or just take my shoes off. A lot of times I'll train in my Converse. But honestly, as I get lean, my feet hurt and Converse don't have any cushion. So I wore more comfortable shoes and then I'll just take them off for the exercises that I need. But like walking around after I have some errands and stuff to run. So I didn't want to wear my Converse today. So instead I'll just train in my socks. Hip press I didn't because my feet will slide on the platform. But on a flat surface, it's easy for your weight to shift into your toes and then you're not going to be executing the muscle that you're targeting quite as well. So flat feet and socks.
So what's the name of the outfit you're wearing, or when is it coming out?
It drops the 22nd from TLF. These are the new V-back leggings. So you can see the back has the V and then the scrunch butt to make your glutes look good. It's actually really soft. It's the NeoCloud collection. But the material is softer than the other that I have from that collection. And then this is the new deep V bra. V in the front, and then crisscross in the back. I was like, what is she saying? Chloe has, what's your accent? French Canadian. French Canadian accent, and English is her second language. So sometimes our words disconnect.
So what has been going on since the last video that was Olympia?
So we took like, what, 6 weeks of like total rest, as far as like getting calories back up, no cardio, easing back into training, a ton of travel on top of it. We went to Prague 2 weeks after the Olympia. Martin competed and won. So he's won that show 2 years in a row. And then early December, we went to kind of on a vacation trip to Europe. We went to Vienna, London, Switzerland, Germany, some flights, some car rides through the Alps. That was really awesome. It was like 2 weeks over there. Traveled for Christmas, traveled to LA Expo, and now we're really shutting down travel until the Arnold. So we've got 7 weeks until that. We started kind of pulling back a little bit before Christmas, so that would give us a little cushion to celebrate the holidays with family, and really started digging in the last couple weeks. So weight is coming down and cardio is up, food is down. Like I said, we're doing keto. So it's just proteins and fats and veggies in my meals. The only meals I don't have fats in is pre and post workout, really to dig into the ketosis while we're training. And cardio was bumped to 40 minutes this week. So 40 minutes a day. Typically I do it fasted. Since we're training so early this morning, I'll do it in the evening. I didn't want to sacrifice extra sleep before training to do cardio. So we'll balance things a little bit that way. But things really feel like they're clicking. I'm glad that I don't have any flights for a couple of weeks. It's been nice to settle in at home. And I've been doing a lot of like spring cleaning, decluttering, taking stuff to Goodwill and all of that. So staying busy, but not crazy busy anymore. Really focusing on clients at this point. Posing sessions have taken off for the year. I've got a posing session after this workout here at Texas Iron. That's about what we've been going on. Chloe and I have been able to get back into our normal routine of training together, which has been nice. You guys know I've trained alone the majority of my career, so it's been really fun to have a training partner that can push me. I can push her. We can bounce ideas off of each other for when we need to switch things up, visiting new gyms and all of that. So things are going well. The last time I competed at the Arnold was in 2023. I had only done one pro show. I hadn't won a show. And I had about 3.5 weeks heads up that I was competing at it. So I got a late invite that time. We pulled it together and I placed 4th. So we're definitely thinking with the improvements that I've made since then and an actual prep that we can improve that placing for sure. So that's the goal. The Arnold in Ohio in 7 weeks, and then the Arnold UK 3 weeks after that.
How is that feeling?
Ooh, woo! Try not to die. Feels good. RDLs is something that I really had to like relearn from the ground up. Really before the Olympia, I didn't do them much. But I found it's really just about pushing your hips back. Once your hips stop moving back, that's the end of the movement, especially if you're trying to get a glute focus. It's not about getting as much depth as you can with your hands. A lot of people think about focusing their hands coming all the way to their feet. And from here, it's just gonna be lower back that's lifting you back up. So for me, my erectors are too big. We're not trying to engage them. So the belt squat setup has been the best for me.
Hey, cutie.
I'm just gonna add 25 pounds to each little prong thing, so 50 pounds. This is not a heavy exercise for me. My glutes are actually not that strong. So the upper glute is big. The tie-in is where we really needed to focus, and we found post-Olympia, my hamstrings were doing most of the work. So we had to back things off and kind of start back from the bottom up. So we've worked my strength up, but I'm still not magnificently strong when it comes to like the glute hamstring tie-in area. So I'm just adding half a plate to each side and that'll be my top set.
How did you know that it was your hamstring doing most of the work and not your thigh ends?
Honestly, Martin trained with me a couple sessions and just assessed what I was using during my exercises, and my hamstrings were doing a lot of the work. So that's where we started changing things and making sure that I was doing mostly glute isolation movements, especially on my glute day. We still do a glute ham day like today, but incorporating glutes as much as I can. And really, a lot of it was getting the connection. So we've done a lot of dry needling appointments with our friend Ryan, who's a chiropractor. And deep tissue bodywork's been important, and just making sure that I focus on creating that mind-muscle connection to that area rather than just moving weight. I'll do one more set here, and I think we'll call it. Especially with keto, I kind of get to a point, like, pumps are not the same kind of pumps. They're kind of non-existent. Creatine helps, but that's really it. And then once my connection starts fading, it starts fading fast. So I push it to its limit until it's completely gone, and then that's the end of the training session. But the good thing is that glutes recover fast. So we can hit them 3 or 4 times a week and we'll still get growth. That's probably the most frustrating thing with those, is my glutes fatigue and then my back takes over. And we do not need bigger erectors at all. So once it's more in one muscle than the target muscle, that's the end of the exercise. Whether you can move the weight or not doesn't matter. If you're not targeting the muscle that you actually want to grow, it's not going to grow. But I think we'll finish there. Sometimes we would finish off with like a pump exercise of just doing glute kickbacks on the cables. I don't think it would be useful today because my glutes are exhausted. But I do kickbacks. I don't do them as the main exercise. They're not, in my opinion, a movement that's going to create muscle growth on its own, but it is a good exercise at the end to force blood into the muscle. Make sure that it's super pumped as you're walking out of the gym, because that will help with recovery, and recovery does lead to growth. So that's my thought on those, but we are done with training. I have cardio that I'm going to get done tonight. Make a protein shake, and then I have some posing girls and some errands to run. My post-workout meal is a little bit sad, but the protein flavor makes it better. And then I'll get another meal once I get home later and keep it going. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see from the rest of this prep. The goal is to do weekly content for you guys. We've got some ideas in our heads, but if there's anything specific you want to see, let me know.